We're in Hallstatt village, Austria, known for its production of salt dating back to prehistoric times. Hallstatt village is a World Heritage Site declared by UNESCO in 1997 and is also home to a Beinhaus where resides over 600 painted human skulls. The village suffers from over-tourism, but here we'll find out just how busy it gets on a rainy day. Sit back, relax and join me to explore the rainy day charm of Hallstatt village and the mysterious Beinhaus. Coming up to the postcard view, and as you can see, even on a bad weather day it's pretty busy. This view is about 20 metres from where I'm staying. Can you imagine what it'd be like on a sunny day? This here is the main viewpoint in Hallstatt, and you'll see many a shot on Instagram and Google. See if I can get in for the view. Oh, there you go. There's the view, or one of the views, the postcard view. It's raining again now. It was quite heavy rain yesterday, so it wasn't quite as busy as it is today. As you can see, it's pretty busy. Not what I call an hermit-friendly place. So I'm going to go up these steps and this actually takes us up to the Bone House where all the painted skulls are. Apparently they used to, I think they still do actually, bury the dead and then after 10 years dig them up and paint on the skulls when they were buried, etc. Because there's not enough room in the burial grounds here. The Bone House of Hallstatt village has been in existence since the 12th century. Kept in the Bone House are 1,200 human skulls, 610 of them which have been hand-painted and arranged according to individual family groups. The dates of death marked on them. The tradition of recording and painting goes back to 1720. Oh yeah, should I have just gone back to my apartment and picked an umbrella just to protect my camera. I am in full waterproofs, but prefer not to get my camera wet. The Bone House is pretty busy. I think it's €2 to get in. Maybe I'll take a wee tour of there shortly. This is the graveyard. Although some of the graves seem to have been around for more than 10 years. Maybe these are the people who paid more. Maybe I'll have to look into the painted skulls story a little bit more and let you know about it. So even on a rainy day, there's still people coming in. When I first arrived, it was still quite overcast. It wasn't a gorgeous day, but it wasn't raining, and there was people just stopping every second to take photographs of what I thought was like of nothing really, just taking photographs of anything basically, and I just started to annoy me. So I can imagine how the locals are going to be, you know, like really annoyed. Apparently they put a wooden fence up in front of where I've just been at the postcard view, because there was basically cheesed off with people making a racket, and as you could see, we could see how busy it was back there on a rainy day. So, as I say, you can imagine what it'd be like when it was sunny. So yeah, they erected a wooden board. It was on BBC News website a few days ago. So yeah, it was. It's not there anymore, obviously. People complained, but there's various signs around the village saying, you know, keep quiet. You know, there's actually people who live here, even though I think there's about 800 residents. I'd take a look in there, but I've got an umbrella, and so maybe I'll have a look at a later date. I did go in actually the other day, but I didn't have the camera with me. So it must have, the people that were stood here before must have been on a tour or something. The graveyard in Hallstatt village is very small, and there is no space to make it larger. In former times, cremation was prohibited, and there was a serious lack of room for new graves to be dug. 10 to 15 years after burial, graves were reopened, and the skulls and long bones, which took up most space, were removed. The skulls were then cleaned and left outside under the sun and moon until all that remained of these gruesome skulls was a smooth ivory surface. Since the graves are decorated with flowers, the skulls were finally symbolically painted with wreaths of flowers. Let's see if I've got any money again, if it's open.
Yeah, you can see everything at the same time.
So I've got the Bone House to myself. €2 to enter. Just been speaking to the lovely lady who's basically taking the money. So as you can see, there's the names and their the date of the death on the actual skulls. And some are decorated with art. Sure, they all have some kind of meaning. Sorry, my light wasn't picking that up too well.
Yes, please. Where are you coming from?
Argentina.
Some people come from Argentina.
Not many, right?
Not many, but some.
Oh, yeah, it's pretty
Okay. Thank you.
cool but weird place at the same time. I'll take a few photos. The Bone House custom still lives on. The most recent addition to the Bone House was 1995. A woman who had passed away in 1983 stated that her personal wish was to have her skull placed in the Bone House. So that was the Bone Chapel. I got quite lucky. I had it to myself for a wee while, and then a chap came in and was quite friendly. So we'll spotted a path just down here. See what that uncovers. Yeah, the weather was spot on here last week, but then it was absolutely fabulous for my first week and a half. And I was in Munich and Berchtesgaden, and then I still managed to get a decent bit of weather for my trip up the Schafberg, which was I got really quite lucky there, because just as I got on the bus back to Salzburg, the sun went in and then the rain fell. So I believe this stairway should start to take us up to an higher level, so we get some better views over Hallstatt. Part way up those steps. Already the views are opening up. It's pretty cool. We're just up the top of those set of stairs now. Looks as though we're above the marketplace. So that's the marketplace just back there. Near the cars come through the tunnel. See some more stairways going up yonder. It's stopped raining again for now. Oh, it's just spitting, which the last couple of days that's classed as stopped raining. So it looks like there's a nice waterfall going there, which should be gushing pretty well today, considering the amount of rain it's put down over the last couple of days. Before I do that, I'll take some more photos. It's quite the waterfall. One for Leon at Waterfall Madman. So you can see that waterfall gushing behind me as I'm on kind of a viewpoint here. This gives some pretty good views over the village. That place where the steps go higher is a private path, so I'm going to need to try and find the path that takes us higher, which I think takes us over the top of that waterfall. So I'll try and search that out because I want to go higher. As you can see down below, the village is pretty busy, even on a bad weather day. Seems the best way, looking at the map, is to go down this set of steps, walk through the village up to where the funicular begins, and then walk along the path there, and then that'll take us up to a zigzag path to the place we want to go. Which is the skywalk. Although halfway down these steps, just found some more steps that takes us up to where we need to go. I'll have a quick look in the village first, just to show you just how busy it is. At least I know where I need to go now to get up to the higher path. So I may as well take you to the main square, which I assume will be pretty busy. You can come in and onto the market square. So here it is, a market square. A house for the poor. The salt trader and town judge Matthias Zollinger donated a large part of his wealth to the community in 1763. As you can see, it's still pretty busy. Well, there's a sign there for pickpockets. Those pickpockets would have to be good. I can't even get in my own pockets very easily because I've got my waterproofs on. So they'd have a job getting in without me noticing. There's a waterfall from ground level. Here's one for Irving's lens. He always stops off at those kind of spots for water, wash his hands. So even in private parking, some people watching us from the window there. Nice looking people. Tree with lanterns in. Still not, the weather's still not perked up enough so the cafes are open. Certainly been weather for swans and ducks, although when I was out yesterday in the torrential rain I noticed even the ducks are hiding in the trees and bushes. That's how bad it was. It's quite a nice scene, isn't it? Some bigger swans down there. There's not much call for them today. Like a war memorial. In fact, it's everywhere, isn't it? Even a small village such as this. And the rain's starting to fall again. So the rally's back up, and at least one cafe is kind of busy. The ducks are coming along now. You must know there's been some food being dished out over there. Yeah, the place I'm staying at, I've got a nice apartment. It's quite reasonable price for the location, and it's quite a big apartment. And I get fresh bread every morning, fresh croissants and bread for breakfast. Delivered at 6:30, hung on the front door, and I believe it's from the local bakery where they actually make gingerbread. I might have to go and buy some of that gingerbread before I leave. This is the place, as it comes in a bag with their name on it. So I've already tasted the bread, so I am partial to a bit of gingerbread. And I believe it's not like the gingerbread that we're used to back home. It's not like the ginger nuts, which are can be quite tough to bite into. So here's the north point of Hallstatt, where basically the buses come into, and the ferry. So this is where we'll be waiting to come in and out. So this is where I was dropped off a couple of days ago. And there's a local supermarket where I've been buying pizza because I've got an oven in my apartment, so I can cook my own meals. Because the restaurants, cafes have been shutting earlier, or most of them have, because of the weather. So it's been really ideal that I've had a place to cook. So you get a good view from here. From it's not a bad view, is it? Even in bad weather. That's three coachfuls being shipped out. You can actually get some good views from this point here as well. So I'll show you what that looks like. It's probably a similar view to where I've just been, but it's good to get a slightly different perspective.
இங்க வா, அது அம்மா எடுத்து தரேன், இங்க வா. பொறுமையா போடு. இரு, அம்மா சொல்லும் போது போடு. அது அம்மா சொல்லும் போது போடு.
Another cafe that's shut. Join me for the next episode as we hike the 350 metre ascent to the World Heritage Skywalk, which sits high above the village.